こんにちは。私はZoinkMeisterのアダムです。これはポケトムスターLETS GO PIKACHU です。What's up, everybody? We're back. Here's Brock. So you're here. I'm Brock. Pewter City's gym. You can see just by looking at how rock hard my abs are that I'm determined to win. That's my right. My Pokemon are all rock hard. My honor demands it. Oh my gosh, he assumed the Power Ranger position. This is serious. And he's not even one of the forward ones. He's like the tall one in the back. The other ones are the ones that do like the extreme gymnastics. So here's Brock. He's sending out his Geodude. Backed by popular demand, Geodude. We've already shown him what a red foot can do to a rock. So let's show him where we're from. Straight out of the Hamptons. Geodude used Tickle. It tickled. I wish Tackle did more depending on the mass of your Pokemon. Like getting tackled by a Geodude I feel like is worse than getting tackled by like a Rattata. And I wish it had like some small effect where it like displayed that. I think that would be super duper cool. Here we go. Onyx, the giant rock snake with the giant antennae coming out of its brain. Kick. Oh, you want some more? Kick. You're already past 50% damage. And Pikachu avoided the attack. Wow. This was pretty underwhelming. I like, I think it's in the Pokemon Origins anime, they show that Brock knowingly picks 2 Pokeballs of his full roster of 6. So that he has more Pokemon, he just chooses not to use it based off of how low-leveled Red is by the time he battles him. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure canonically, like, every single gym leader has, like, level 50 Pokemon or something like that. And they, like, choose to use weak Pokemon for people. Because in some games when you go back and battle them, they're like, oh cool, you ready for like a real match? And like their Pokemon are like way stronger. I think it's weird. I feel like that's like one of those weird like millennial Pokemon trainers in the Pokemon universe need weaker Pokemon. Like one of those things. Or like each gym is actually pretty good. Because I think, what was it like in Heart Gold, maybe? When you, I don't know. One of the games you can go back and fight Brock, and he has like a Tyranitar or something, I think. Or I could be mixing up with another gym where you can do rematches. But, yeah, I'm pretty sure, like, canonically every... Oh, cool, I got Headbutt. None of his Pokemon used Headbutt. But, like, yeah, I'm pretty sure every single gym leader has, like, a full stack roster of, like, strong 50s and up Pokemon, but they choose to use the weak ones. Well, that was Brock. So, that was honestly condescendingly easy. Let's move forward with our journey. Hey there, Stinky. Oh, cool. Back by popular demand. Blue or green, depending on which way you look at him. From which version. I'm blue. I heard from my gramps that 2 new kids stink, and I came to make sure that they realize they suck. Yeah, I mean, you should be aware if you're watching this playthrough, but over here, the first released issues of Pokemon were red and blue, whereas the Japanese version got red and green, and then later got Pokemon Blue as a kind of like a version where a lot of the bugs were patched and like they used better sprites and better like in general like improvements, and then the special Pikachu edition, not Pokemon Yellow, special Pikachu edition, which is actually called, released way later, but over here we only got red, blue, and then the special Pikachu edition. Hey kid, give me your money. But yeah, fun fact, I've been studying a little Japanese here and there. Like the symbols, or I guess translations for blue and green are like the same. Like blue and green were once like the same, I guess, I don't know, usage. Well, I guess the current symbol for blue used to mean blue and green. But they came up with a much more complex symbol much later for green. So, in a weird, like, philosophical kind of way, green and blue are the same game in the Pokemon franchise, but, like, I feel like that's also, like, a play on Japanese literature, or I guess, grammatical history. is that blue and green were like the same symbol until they made a new symbol for green. So if you look at the symbol for blue and then you look at the symbol for green is like far more complex because it came later, because blue and green used to be the same. I'm not sure how, like, you know, I don't know how they like described like the colors on a tree versus the colors in the sky, but you can tell just by the symbols that green is far more complex. And like, why, right? Like, why would you have to make this color more complex? Shouldn't it be like, shouldn't the guy who made the color symbols be like, I don't know, they're relatively close to each other, or like stroke number or whatever? I don't know. You're a trainer. I'm a coach trainer. We're trainers. I'll teach you how to get ripped. Take that shirt off and we could start training. Yeah, no, I don't have time for you. Or that kid. Oh, he's one of those weird ones that like moves from position to position, so I can probably just sneak past him instead. You know what? I think I'll do that. Like everyone, I'll try to sneak past people. You're like, oh, I didn't even really... Yeah. I was going to battle him just for the sake, because I actually felt bad. I'll battle this one instead. But I was going to say, I think I'll start doing that where maybe after this route, I'll just like knowingly try to like sneak past trainers, and then in my own time off screen, I'll go back and battle every single one of them. And just be like, oh yeah, I cleared this area, guys. I just didn't want it to be extra long for you. Knitter and mail. Can you imagine getting poked with that giant horn? Luckily, Pikachu has claws, so it does less damage because the needle doesn't go all the way through. It'd be really cool if you could like add like Kevlar armor to your Pokemon. Or actually, I've always, literally since the Pokemon the first movie, I've always wanted a canonical Pokemon appearance where like Mewtwo had armor. I thought that would be a Charmander just walking around. I need you. Come on down, baby. Oh my god, the motion controls. Please no. I don't have time for this. This is partly why I want to do some of the grind like in handheld mode off screen, is because the motion controls, I hate them. I hate them so much. Like when they work, but when they don't work, they don't work. And it's not like a 50% like, oh, they're not working, like, you know, you never know. It's like, no, like as soon as I throw the first ball, I know if it's gonna work for like the rest of the match or if it's just not gonna work at all. And I really don't like that. Okay, I really want this Charmander, and I'm afraid it's gonna run away. Please. Oh my gosh, you've got to be kidding me. You're like the evolution start of the most famous Pokemon now. Because Pikachu is like less represented as much as Charizard, I feel, in the games now. Even in like Sword and Shield. I think like, I mean, Charizard has like 4 forms now. Base form, X form, Y form, and Gigantamax form. I'm sorry. I'm getting off topic. I wanted to go back to what I was saying. But ever since Pokemon the first movie, when Mewtwo comes out in that super armored suit during his like strength testing, I super wish that we had that. That'd be so cool. Like, I don't know why. That's how we should find Mewtwo. I'll get the Sandshrew real quick. That's how we should find Mewtwo. He should be like in the armor stuff or whatever. That'd be so cool. And like, I don't know, maybe it like changes statistically where the armor increases his defense or whatever, but like it's heavy, so it like slows down his speed. Oh, okay, you got some sassafras to you, Sandshrew. But oh, that'd be so cool. They almost did something like it, or I guess relatively how you want to say it is in the GameCube exclusive Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness, you can catch Shadow Pokemon, right? And that was like different. It's like specific to just the Coliseum and XD Gale of Darkness games, just those two. And XD is a direct sequel to Coliseum, but it's you catch at the very end. The whole point, he's on the front cover too, is Shadow Lugia, and you actually catch him as Shadow Lugia. And all the other Pokemon that are Shadow Pokemon are just like regular Pokemon with like a purple aura, and then they're stuck with these stupid moves or whatever, like Shadow Push or Shadow Tackle, and like they don't do very well, and you have to go purify them to like make them regular Pokemon by like putting them in a chamber with like 2 regular Pokemon, and then like the power of friendship will share purification qualities. I'm not sure, it's something like that. But except for Shadow Lugia was the one Pokemon that legitimately had a full color swap and a full, like, it physically looked different from the regular Lugia. And I thought that was so cool. So cool. And I wished that because you catch him, or I mean, you could kill it, but you catch him at the very end. And oh, I would have loved it if you could somehow have traded that over to the GBA games at the time. That would have been so amazing. So amazing to just have Shadow Lugia. It legitimately looks different. Oh, man. You know what? I'll flash a JPEG on screen, like right here. And then I'll put the thing in the... I don't know, just for those who like haven't seen it for whatever reason. But yeah. It's like the only time I can think about where they legitimately had a special version of a Pokemon that was... It only looked this way in the games, and it didn't look any like this anywhere else. I know Giratina almost did that, where you had like the version where it's just in flight, and then you had the version where it had legs. But like you could change that with like an item, like with the Gracious Orb, something like that. You could like have it at a hold item and it would switch forms, but like you can't have Shadow Lugia outside of that game whatsoever, and that really bums me out. I might have to go play. Oh my gosh, this Mankey just came out of the bushes. Assault! And just jumped on me. God. He came at me like old school Robin from the Batman comics with his green jammers and little elf shoes and exposed muscular thighs. Oh man. Yeah, as we go. Just catching these Pokemons while I like kill time with storytelling. But you know what? We'll double down. The rock tunnel is like really not fun. Like really not fun. I've like never enjoyed the rock tunnel. It's not even that bad. It's not like the one later next to the power plant past Cerulean City. That one is like legitimately not fun. Like super not fun. But this one, for whatever reason, I just never liked it the billions of times I've played the Kanto games, ranging from the originals to Let's Go, to just going back in Fire Red and Leaf Green. I've never liked it, so I'm gonna like try to avoid literally everyone in it. I'm just gonna do like some mandatory battles and then just go on about my business. Right after I buy this Magikarp for the outrageous 500 Poke Dollars. Magikarp. It's extra large. I tucked it away in my bag. Why does that sound so bad? Has it been saying that the whole time and I just haven't noticed? Sorry if you could hear me gulping off screen. I have a cup of coffee right here. At the time of recording this video, it's like 8 in the morning. So my job usually, I have to get up at like 3:30 for my job because it's like 2 towns over from where I live, and then you have to show up at 5:30 and you have to show up like in the spot or to the location at 5:30 to make it on time at 6 basically, because of like the walking time from the parking lot, I feel. And oh man, it takes so long. But anyways, on my days off, like I still need like a cup of coffee to function. I'm not sure why. I still wake up pretty early and then like go back to sleep. But I like get my daughter ready for school and take her on my days off anyways. Mwahahaha. Jesse and James are like the most iconic, like assault, like Golden Age Batman and Superman villains. They're like all about themselves. They have like a motto. I don't care about Geodude or Paris. I'll come back. Shoot. Now that I think about it, I don't think you can come back until later. Yeah, I don't think you can come back until you like at least learn Cut, I think. And that's gonna be in Vermilion City, which is after Cerulean. Yeah, it's right after Cerulean. So I'll come back off screen. I know I want to catch a Clefairy at some point, so if I manage... They have like a rare percentage of showing up, so if I manage to see one, I'll try to snag it. But for the most part, if I don't, I'll just come back later, because I really don't enjoy the rock tunnel. I don't think anyone really does. I like the way Bellsprout just like perpetually is like locked in dancing. It doesn't stop. The Bellsprout looks at me with its beady eyes and says, please kill me. The dancing. I can't stop dancing. Oh, cool. Thunderwave. I don't see why not. Double team never did anything for me anyways. I feel like when the computer uses double team, like, their evasiveness goes like times infinity, but when I use double team, I like stumble over a little rock, and then because I tripped and I'm like stationary, my evasiveness drops down to like -5. Look at that hair. Like, Jessie's hair goes way out behind her. Like, far away. It goes like 2 feet away and then comes back to curl. I feel like the amount of like hairspray necessary for that has to hurt. Like, it's a constant strain on the neck. No. Oh my god. Did you see it? Did you see it force me into the corner? It's like, hey baby, catch me. What? Why are you giving me the tutorial now? I'm like... I'm like an hour and a half into this game already, and you're giving me the tutorial for like something I did in the first 5 minutes of the game? How are they gonna do me like that? So at the time of the last video, I like saved and then just booted it back up, so I actually haven't changed the team, I believe, since when I posted the ending of episode 2. Whereas I believe I'm gonna... The area above Cerulean City has some interesting Pokemon, I feel. If you get like a catch combo going. So I will probably... Oh no. I will probably come back later. I have no idea why I talked to this man. I could have snuck past him and I thought like, oh, maybe he has an item or something. He like clearly is a Team Rocket. That was like not my intention. It was just something that happened like on autocorrect. My brain was on autocorrect. Oh well, Rattata, tell me, how do you feel about big giant red feet in succession? Oh, that's how you feel? I feel a similar way. Oh. Yeah, that's horrible. You imagine? Like, Rattata, it makes sense tackling. It's like, it's a quadriplegic animal. Like, it doesn't have much options but to tackle and like bite. But like, you just walk up and Pikachu just kicks the Rattata in the face. And then, like, the trainer's like, oh my god. And then Pikachu's like, there's more. And then kicks him again. That seems, like, much more brutal than I think it should. I know in the Pokemon Origins anime, green or blue, depending on which... Gosh dang it. Depending on which version you watch, he has a Squirtle, and Red starts out with a Charmander, right? And they show Squirtle use Bite on Charmander, and it looks like the most gruesome... horrible, like, full-on fangs enter, like, cave in Charmander's chest. It looks just horrible. I highly recommend watching Pokemon Oh, come on, man. Do you see this? Oh, I mean, you can't see it. Okay, I was just throwing it straight. I was literally throwing it straight at the screen, and it just, like, jettisoned itself off to the right. I hate these motion controls. They, like, is the stupidest idea. Should be completely optional. It's not. If you're playing in... docked mode and you playing with the 2 Joy-Cons, it's like, nope, you're using the motion controls. It's honestly just terrible. Prefer playing in handheld mode. Something about the Pokemon games in general, I prefer playing in handheld mode. Even when Sword and Shield will be coming out, what, in like 2 days from the timing of the recording of this video, I think? And I still, like, I have like a 55-inch TV in here. Next to my PC, and I will probably still play it in handheld just because that's how I feel Pokemon was meant to be experienced. A walking adventure, if you will. Oh man. Also, is anyone like going crazy over Sword and Shield? Honestly, there's like a lot of controversy around Sword and Shield being such a major departure, whereas this game, with the whole Dexit situation, this game only has 153 possible Pokemon to get. That's the 151 original, and then Meltan, and then the evolved form of Meltan, which is like Meltran or something like that. I don't know. I forget, since they didn't really do anything. Very forgettable. But like in terms of, how should I say this? Like, yeah, like that has 153 available Pokemon to get. That is literally annexing the entire rest of the series, just Series 1. And Sword and Shield will have more Pokemon than this game, but the controversy is over not having all the Pokemon. Where I guess, I don't know, maybe if it was more like I guess every Pokemon game does that, right? Where like the majority of the Pokemon they have are like Pokemon of their region or country. Ha, did you see me sideswipe that guy? Juked him. But the majority of the Pokemon are like in your own country, and then like every so often like some Pokemon from other ones will like dart in. But it's just the fact that you can't trade over Pokemon you've gotten from other games that people are like freaking out about. But in this game, you literally cannot trade anything past 150. Anything past Mew, and before Meltan, you cannot trade in. Like, you just can't. And although the capture mechanics of this game are like, you know, fundamentally the entire difference of this game from any other game, it's like, you know, it's still a core Pokemon game when it comes to... I hate the asleep effect. Drowsy, Hypno, all those guys, Gengars and Haunters that use excessive hypnosis, I hate it. And I don't have anything to get them out. You know, whatever, it's fine. I'll just talk through it. I think Butterfree has some... No, Butterfree does not. Well, let's see what you got. Oh, we glitch right there? Oh, okay. Look how Pikachu runs to me even though it's quote-unquote asleep. Let's see if we can... Oh, that's probably going to be super effective. Yeah. Well, it's not too bad. I thought that was going to be much worse. Well, since he's already paralyzed... Oh, man. I was kind of hoping that would kill. Okay, we're good to go. But, what's it called? Like, I feel like that's the entire reason people are upset. And I mean, yeah, there is, like, an entire curry dex of, like, 100+ curries. But those are just JPEGs of curry, like, you know, stumbled together. That's not really too crazy. I get the rationale for not wanting to program in 900 different animations and stuff. And different, like, Pokemon models and stuff. But, like, I don't know. Clefairy! Motion controls, please. Its ears are really sharp. I didn't realize it was that sharp. No. They're being jank. I cannot throw not to the right. I can't do anything about this. Please. I'm throwing so far to the left now, and it's still throwing so far to the right. I'm throwing in every direction, and it's just going to the right. You know what? There's nothing I can do about this. I'll have to come back later in handheld mode, because I'm not going to deal with this. But, aren't those dark-colored rocks? Get 'em, Meowth. I'll just sneak past them and steal their wallets and be on my way. But yeah, it's weird. I honestly don't know where I sit on that. I really don't. I've never looked at a Pokemon game and said, you know what, I want to transfer all of my Pokemon from this game over there, and I'm upset if I can't. Like, a few Pokemon here and there. But, like, you know, it's not required. Since you can't complete the Pokedex in this game, that won't be a requirement. So it's like, oh, if you can't complete the Pokedex, I guess, you know, just wait till the next game. But that's just me. Honestly, if it was me, I would have changed, like, Pokemon as a whole. Like, I would have made it something that's, like... Not change it entirely. I still want games like this that are like console centric, but like I would also have had some like game that was, I guess, more about the competitive scene. Like I wish they released some Pokemon game that was like complete battling, right? Like if you can get it on Switch, and if you were super lucky, they somehow made like a PC port, and it was just for battling and collecting Pokemon and stuff. And, like, I don't know. They do have... Man, I'm getting every so often these weird glitches where it, like, cuts the camera and, like, locks it in frame. But I wish, yeah, they had, like, a game where you could just be like, oh, yeah, I only care about the battling. So, you know, there's this game where you can level up in your free time or whatever. So, you know, if you want to catch them all, you can trade them in from, like... I guess, yeah, that could work, too. Is like, if you had a game... where it was like, not like Pokemon Bank, but like one game where you could just fight or collect all the Pokemon. And you could like trade from other games. So like if you had your Switch, you could be like, oh yeah, I want to send this to my online fighting team or whatever. to my Pokemon Online. Yeah, just we'll call it Pokemon Online for the metaphorical pitch here. Hold on. Super Nerd Miguel! You don't know how happy this makes me. I actually have a friend, Miguel. He's appeared in like 2 episodes, I think, back in the Crash Bandicoot days when this channel first came on. And he is a very gifted and very intelligent young man who is studying, well, I guess not technically abroad because it's still in the States, but we're from California and he's studying in New York, so I count that as abroad since it's so far. But regardless, going back, I wish, yeah, there was a Pokemon Online where it was just for battling and collecting or whatever, and it was like the universal, like, oh yeah, we'll keep updating this for like 20 years or some nonsense like that. And in order to get them all, you had to like buy the console games or whatever, and then trade them towards that. I think that would be a really smart idea. But, of course, in order for this to like hit super mainstream audience, they'd have to like release it on PC. And if they want to be like stinky and make enormous amounts of money, they would have to like release it, or at least like the option to battle like on mobile platforms like iOS and Android. I think that'd be really cool if you could just show up and be like, hey, I want to battle you. And then you like sign in to your app or whatever, and then you could like, you know, fight someone either wirelessly or via friend code. But like you couldn't collect them all or catch them all unless you had like the console games. I think that would be like the smartest idea to like make money on this. Don't say, you know what, if this ever happens, I called it way ahead of advance. This is, you know, a dream of mine, but if they happen to do it at some point. ZoinkMeister 2019, November, episode 3 of Pokemon Let's Go, I called it. Oh, Jesse and James and Meowth. Hands off, that belongs to us. We're Team Rocket. I'm Jesse, I'm James, I'm Meow. And the 2 of us are going to get that fossil back. I just love that the official uniform is like a high shirt. Like, I mean, Jessie's is like very feminine. Like it shows off like her like whole navel and like lower abdominal area. And I get it. It's like, oh yeah, it's like, you know, flexing. But like even James's shirt, do you see it? It's like super low cut with like the black shirt underneath. So like he could, like it's his choice to wear the black shirt underneath. He could be just exposed navel as well. And I think that's just fascinating. Like, even his pants are like capris, and he's just like wearing like, I can't tell from this angle if they're high boots or high socks. I think they're just high boots. But yeah, he's choosing to like, you know, he's flaunting it. Equal representation. Everyone's navel. I think that's just fascinating. Going back, I love pointing out like the plot holes or like things in old games that somehow I never noticed. It's just amazing. Hit him with a thunder shock. Yeah, I think honestly this game has like much better animations than like other Pokemon games, because usually the other ones just kind of like hop up and down. Which, I mean, this game does a lot of just hopping up and down too. But like, you know, when Pokemon get hit, they like respond. They like have little motions. I don't know. Again, this one only has 151 or 153, so it's not as difficult. But now we got Coughing. We're sucking Coughing's life out of him. He's now just a farm. I'm farming Coughing's life. And the best part is, it doesn't end there. We're gonna double our assets. And murder his best friend Ekans. Well, I guess Coughing is guaranteed. Honestly, now that I think about it, I'm pretty sure Ekans isn't gonna die from this this tackle. Hopefully, I don't know. We'll see how the stats line up. I can't remember if Ekans is like defensive heavy or not, or something like that. Oh no, I've been wrapped. A critical wrap? It just like shows Pikachu's spine getting... Oh, come on. Shows Pikachu's spine getting ripped. And is that the fate? There it is. Pro strats. Every time I've ever had a Venusaur, or sorry, a Bulbasaur as a starter, I cannot... That's the only thing I can think of, like in terms of stats. Is just having like various stat conditions. Like poison. Like hit him with a leech seed and then a poison, and then like sit back and watch your money make itself. And if you have like Giga Drain, so you just keep Giga Draining them and Leech Seed, even if it's not very effective, it'll still like be a cash cow for... Oh my gosh! These Zubats straight up assault you. This one came out from nowhere with a knife and said, give me all your money. It was ridiculous. Okay. I'm sorry that this one was mostly me ranting. I feel like this whole episode I was very ranty, and I'm sorry. Lots of stories thrown in here and whatnot. But here we are, Route 4. I tried to make Rock Tunnel as interesting as I could with, like, me talking. But I hope you didn't come off as annoying, I said to myself. So yeah, I believe after we pass that ridge, or whatever, or once we get in Cerulean, there's no way to come back until after we get cut in Vermilion City on the St. Anne. So, we'll be doing that later, I guess, off-screen. I didn't check my Charmander, but I'll probably go back at some point and try to find one with better, like a better nature, or IVs and EVs, if this one isn't stacked up well enough. Get something a little more special attack centric rather than attack, because I know, like, basically, you know, that's what they're going to try to give you. P? Ooh, a fountain. The fountain is shooting out water. Oh my gosh. 550 and 500 are the only options? Oh yeah, let me just, my only choice is 100th of the place higher. Yeah, I'll throw $5 in the fountain. I feel like Pikachu will be happier if I throw $5 in the fountain. Well, that's pretty much the end of this video. Remember to like and subscribe, all that fun stuff. I will be back at you with episode 4. You have a great day. Thanks for everything. Zoink out.